And here we go. This will hopefully be the video I show you putting the body back on, the steps I take to do that, which will be like 4 people and 4 people for lifting and probably a couple to make sure spots line up before we try to place it down. I've already went through my checklist of made sure the engine still ran, because since the last video I've removed the engine 2 or 3 times to fix an oil leak. One was the reverse light switch. This body doesn't have a reverse light, but the engine and transmission came from a car that did. So I took that off, cleaned off the edge and JB welded it. Made sure the car ran, or the engine ran, hooked up the gas pedal. There'll still be things to hook up underneath, but trying to limit how much I have to do once the body's back on. So yeah, here we go. So here's where we're currently at. You know, Beatles on there. With some effort, let's see, I don't have the best lighting, I apologize. I was able to get that bolt in. And I was able, let's see if my whiteness will, yeah, anyway, the bolt down there, I was able to get that in. I mean, this took a fair amount of finagling. I was able to get that bolt in, but I'm the one who did the heater channels and the pans, so with that, not everything is perfectly lined up. Turns out this pan I got pretty well off. This could also be the fact that I got 2 pans made by 2 different companies. I would have to look through the photos to find out who they were, but the driver's side pan, like, just fit like a glove. Like, I placed it down and required very minimal effort. That pan, passenger side, not so much. Had to finagle, hammer, things like that. So with that said, those holes are close. You probably can't see from here, but whatever. The holes are close, so I'm going to probably have to trim just a little bit of metal to get the bolts to be able to screw in and tighten down. But under here, where the heater channels, or where the floor pans bolt up to the heater channel, I can feel it, and they are just a little off. I can feel where the bolt goes, but I can tell that the bolt is not going to go in straight. So I'm going to have to take a Dremel tool to it and open it up in the area a little to bolt it down. But overall, for my first attempt, I'm not too bothered by it. And the engine that I've removed a few times, still leaking. I'm guessing the engine, after replacing the rear main a few times and seeing how bad the block was mangled, eventually the motor should just be replaced. But it runs, so I'm going to leave that for the next owners, for them to still be able to drive the car. Then maybe they can just buy a spare motor, rebuild it at their leisure, and then eventually swap it out. So the last little thing I have to do is to put the body on jack stands. Don't really need a video for that. And I'm going to go through off camera and open up the bolt holes a little bit and just get everything secured down before moving on to the next step. So, quick little edit slash insert. If you can tell, we're trying to go straight on to that bolt. And if you may not be able to tell from here, but there's just a little bit of lip that overlaps it. And you can kind of see it here too. So, I have to take just a little grinder, shave a little bit off so I can actually bolt it all down. But overall, not too bad considering I had never done a beetle before. And this is also my first time looking down here. So, a little bit of work, but not too bad. And for a guy my size, I really could use some taller jack stands. Give me a little more room down here, but what can you do? So yeah, fun. So, let's see if I can get that straight. Thank you for watching, for those of you that are actually watching this. And have a good day, and bye-bye. Well, like and subscribe if you feel the need.